Hi, I'm Molly. How are you doing? I hope my story will cheer you up, so please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It's never boring on the Private Diary channel. It all began when my parents transferred me to a new school that was closer to home. I didn't mind because I'd always been outgoing and cheerful. Even though I was a bit overweight, I had a good self-esteem and easily made friends. However, on the very first day at my new school, I noticed that my new classmates were side-eyeing me. When I walked down the hallway, they turned around to stare at me and whisper to each other, "What's the matter? Do I have something stuck in my teeth?" I looked around and realized what the problem was. I was the only chubby person in school. Everyone else was slim and fit. What the heck? Was everyone on a strict diet or what? Before the classes began, a guy called Bobby came up to me and offered to give me a tour of the school. Here's the hallway and here's a window. Wow, I would have never figured it out without you. Okay, don't make fun of me. I just thought you could use a friend. Bobby seemed like an awkward but good guy. I liked that weirdo and agreed to become his friend. By the way, Bobby, why is everyone looking at me like they'd never seen a chubby girl before? Well, oh look, I found $1. Don't change the subject. What was the question again? No matter how hard I tried to get answers to my questions, he refused to give them. Eventually, I grew tired of it. Are you sure you want to be my friend? Bye. Later, one of my classmates threw a note on my desk. I didn't see who had done it, and it wasn't signed. Hurry up and lose weight? Excuse you, I'm not even that fat. I loved my body and felt great about it. Someone's stupid whim wasn't about to make me change. No one could tell me how to look or what to do with my body. I looked around at my classmates but couldn't figure out who had written that dumb note. When I got home, my parents asked me if I liked my new classmates. I honestly told them that everyone at my new school was weird. My classmates are acting like they know something I don't. Don't mind them, they're probably just testing the new kid. Mom and Dad made it clear that they would not transfer me to another school, so all I could do was be patient and get used to the antics of my new classmates. The next morning, things at school got even weirder. As I walked down a hallway, I saw the students whispering to each other and glaring at me again. They were pale as snow. There are rumors that he has appeared. It's all the new girl's fault. Who were they talking about? Were there only wackos at my new school? I felt like ripping my own hair out, but then someone tapped me on the shoulder. I turned around and saw an angel. A ripped and gorgeous angel called Frank. He was the most popular guy in school. New girl, do you want to know what everyone is talking about? Do you know? I failed a year here twice, so I've been around for a long time and heard all the dark legends of the school. Frank told me that about 5 years ago, there had been a student called Zach at our school. He'd been the captain of the basketball team. A chubby girl called Mary had been a cheerleader at the time. Zach had been supposed to throw Mary up during one of the cheerleading squad's performances. He had been supposed to catch her, but something had gone wrong. Mary had fallen on top of Zach. She was quite heavy and the guy died. It was a tragedy. Ever since then, Zach's vengeful spirit appears each time one of the students here gains weight. Rumor has it, his ghost has recently been seen in the school hallways again. So here's a piece of advice for you, new girl. Lose weight before everyone suffers because of you. Is this your idea of a joke? It's a school legend. Take it seriously. Well, see you later, new girl. With a charming smile, he left. I wouldn't have believed that nonsense if he'd paid me $1 million. But I really liked Frank and promised myself to lose weight and win over his heart. Right after that, Bobby came up to me and apologized for keeping me in the dark. Relax, I don't believe in ghosts anyway, but it's a true story. Come with me. He took my hand and led me to the library. Then he found an article about the events that had happened 5 years ago in the school archive. I read it and was left speechless. A cheerleader really had fallen on top of the captain of the basketball team during a performance. The guy had been seriously injured and rushed to a hospital. Alright, so the incident's real. That does not mean the ghost's real too. That same evening, I started a diet to please my muscular angel. My parents' eyes bugged out when I refused to eat dinner. They kept saying I didn't need to lose weight to be beautiful. Mom, Dad, thanks for your kind words, but I've made a decision and won't give up now. My new school didn't cease to surprise me. The next morning, the principal announced over the PA system that several expensive tablets from the computer class were missing. I would advise whoever took them to bring them back before I go to the police. I saw Frank and decided to use the announcement as an excuse to talk to him. But before I could strike up a conversation with Frank, Bobby came up to me looking worried. Molly, I'm sure it was the ghost of that basketball player who stole the tablets. Oh, give it a rest. Ghosts don't exist. And even if they did, what would they need the tablets for? Bobby left, pouting. I tried to find Frank again, but he'd already disappeared into the crowd. I needed to lose weight soon and get that handsome guy to fall for me before another girl caught his eye. The next few days were hell. I worked out until I wanted to pass out from exhaustion. Giving up sweets wasn't easy either. The worst thing was that the results were disappointing. I wasn't losing any weight. Instead, I lost sleep and peace of mind. One day I was standing in the school cafeteria and drooling over donuts when Bobby Bobby came up to me again. "Molly, the basketball player's ghost has been seen today again." I was so sick and tired of listening to that dumb horror story, and hungry on top of that I couldn't help but snap at Bobby. "Leave me alone before I eat you." "Why are you so mad?" "Because I'm trying to lose weight and it isn't working." "Trust me, you don't need to lose weight. I don't need anyone to tell me what I need and don't need. Got it?" We had gym class first thing in the morning the next day. Yawning, I walked into the gym and saw Bobby there. He was lying on the basketballs and snoring. "Hey, did you spend the night at school?" My voice woke him up and he jumped to his feet. "Molly? Oops. Yeah, I wanted to catch the ghost, so I stayed here. Please don't tell anybody about this. You're such a weirdo." I didn't want to talk to that psycho after that and ignored him all day. Soon the principal announced that something had been stolen from the school once again. Now it was the money that the students had been saving up for the spring dance. Bobby had spent the night at school. Was he using the rumors about the ghost to steal stuff? At that moment, I saw Frank in the hallway and decided to tell him about my suspicions. New girl, that's brilliant. I should have realized Bobby's behind it. I bet he dressed up as a ghost to steal all those things at night. Frank suggested we sneak a look into our classmate's locker. I didn't really like the idea of going through other people's things without their permission, but Frank was the guy of my dreams, and I wanted us to be a team. In the end, I agreed. And a few minutes later, Frank broke into Bobby's locker. "Wow, you're good at..." I froze mid-sentence when I saw a stack of cash and several tablets lying in Bobby's locker. I can't believe it. Bobby really is a thief. We took the money and tablets and went to the principal's office. Bobby was soon called there too. The principal wanted him to come clean, but Bobby just made excuses like a coward. "I didn't do it. I'd been framed. The money was planted." But the principal had enough evidence to blame Bobby for everything. He suspended him and said he would report him to the police. I felt a little sorry for Bobby when his parents scolded him in front of everyone and dragged him home, but that incident definitely helped me grow closer to Frank. He suddenly hugged me and said we made a great team. "Let's go on a date to celebrate our success." I thought you'd never ask. That evening, he took me to an amusement park. We had fun and really opened up to each other. To be honest, Molly, I liked you right away, but I was afraid you wouldn't want to go out with me. "Why?" "Well, you're really smart. Studying doesn't come easy to me. I'm almost 19 now, but I still haven't graduated." "Don't worry, I'm sure you'll find something you're good at." I was on cloud 9 and even forgot all about my diet. That evening, I ate everything I wanted for dinner and fell asleep in a great mood. The next morning, my classmates looked terrified once again. They were saying someone had seen the ghost of the basketball player wandering the school hallways again. Dang it, how is that possible? Bobby had been suspended. Had he sneaked into school to get revenge? I stopped by Bobby's house on the way home after classes to get to the bottom of it. "Tell me, did you try to scare our classmates with that horror story of yours again? My parents grounded me, so I couldn't have come to school even if I wanted to." I didn't believe him, but Bobby's parents confirmed that their son couldn't have left the house. "See, I told you I was framed. Was I wrong? Is someone else the villain of this story? I'm sorry, Bobby, I should have trusted you. I'm so sorry. I don't want your apologies or your pity. Go away." With those words, he slammed the door in my face. I had to make it up to him. If I wanted to clear Bobby of suspicion, I had to catch whoever was pretending to be the ghost red-handed. So I asked Frank for help. If Bobby is innocent, we will prove it. Let's set up an ambush at night and catch the ghost. The guy of my dreams was asking me if I wanted to go on night adventures with him? Who would say no to that? Of course I agreed. There was still plenty of time before the night, and I decided to visit the grave of the poor basketball player that died 5 years ago. I found out the address of Zach's parents in the school archive and came to their house. "Your son used to study at my school. I'm sorry for your loss. Could you tell me where Zach is buried?" For some reason, the woman almost fainted when she heard my question. "What on earth are you saying? My son is very much alive." She gave me Zach's address and I immediately went there. Something wasn't adding up. A tall young man opened the door when I arrived at the address. It was Zach. He really was alive, healthy and happy. I told him there was a terrible legend going around school about him. He only laughed good-naturedly when I finished. "It's true, 5 years ago when I was still in high school, a cheerleader called Mary fell on top of me. But it wasn't some terrible accident. All I got was a small bruise and Mary visited me in the hospital every day. We became an item soon after that and later got married." Zach introduced his wife to me. Mary was a little overweight but very beautiful. They seemed really happy. "Sorry for bothering you guys. I've gotta go. Thanks. Bye." I was glad that stupid legend turned out to be a lie. Now I was sure some jerk was just dressing up as a ghost to scare the students. Frank and I will catch that bastard in no time. As soon as it got dark, I sneaked into school and hid. But for some reason, Frank was running late. Where is he? Then I heard a soft rustle in the darkness of the hallway. I saw a ghostly silhouette floating by. At first, my blood ran cold, but then I remembered it was just some guy in a costume. I can't wait for Frank any longer. I must snatch the mask off this fake ghost myself. I pounced on the white silhouette like a fearless panther. "Gotcha, you bastard." I tore the white cloth off him and froze. The guy hiding behind the mask was the one I trusted most. "Frank, what the hell is going on here?" He smirked and admitted that he had been the ghost from the legend the whole time. "I failed a year twice, remember? I've been here for years. I know this building inside and out. I know how to move around school unnoticed where everything of value is. My academic performance is too poor. There's no bright future ahead of me. But I found a way to get rich anyway. I had been right when I told Frank that one day he would find something he would be great at. He had a talent for lying and stealing. Turned out he was the one who came up with the horror story about the ghost of the basketball player who died because of a fat girl. Sometimes, one of the students at school gains weight and I seize the chance to steal something. I put some of the bad stuff I stole in Bobby's locker and framed him. And you got blamed for the ghost appearance. I'm a freaking genius. No, you're a jerk. Why did you even ask me out on a date? I had to make sure you wouldn't suspect me. For a smart girl, you're a little slow on the uptake. I have one more question. Why are you telling me all of this like you're a villain in a B movie? To do this. He threw a sheet over me and ran away. I got tangled in the fabric and spent a long time trying to get it off. By the time I succeeded, a security guard was standing in front of me. I caught someone stealing school property. Arrest her. Don't believe anything he says. He's trying to set me up. Just check her locker. The guard took Frank's advice. I wasn't surprised when I saw the stolen tablets and money in my locker. After all, I knew Frank could break into lockers in mere minutes. I know that you put that in there. Prove it then. Unfortunately, I couldn't. The security guard called the principal, who called my parents. I will inform the police about everything you did in the morning. Mom and Dad drove me home and grounded me. As I sat in my room, I felt trapped. How could I fall for the lies of a guy as nasty as Frank? Then someone threw a pebble at my window. I looked outside and saw Bobby. He happily told me he had been cleared of all charges. Being framed doesn't feel great, does it? Oh, it sucks. I'm sorry I blamed you. I guess this is karma. They're going to kick me out of school for sure. I forgive you. Don't worry. I'll help. Come to school tomorrow. I've got a surprise for you. I didn't know what he was planning, but decided to trust him. When I came to school in the morning, all my classmates were staring at me. It was obvious they knew what had happened the night before. I went to the principal's office to ask what was going to happen to me, but to my surprise, he apologized as soon as I walked in. I'm sorry that I yelled at you yesterday, Molly. Now I know it's all Frank's fault. He's an adult and will be punished accordingly. Only then did I notice Frank was in the office too. The cops walked in and arrested Frank. I asked the principal how he found out who the real criminal was. He told me that someone had filmed Frank's speech the night before and posted it on the internet. I was cleared of all charges and told I was free to go. I skipped out of the office and immediately ran into Bobby. He was beaming. Let me guess. Were you the one who filmed Frank? That's right. I'd known he was behind it all for a while. I also knew he was so proud of his plan he would brag about it. All that was left to do was hide and film his villain monologue. Bobby, why did you say I didn't need to lose weight? Because I like you the way you are. Tomorrow, I will surprise everyone too. As promised, the next day I gathered all my classmates in the gym so they could see Zach and Mary. Look at the ghost you were so afraid of. Zach doesn't hate overweight girls. He even married one of them. Don't try to lose weight out of fear. Everyone should look however they want. That's what freedom is, guys. They burst into applause. And I came up to Bobby and asked him out on a date. You're a weirdo. And I like that. Never change.